BLASK members in good standing. My name is Ndiwanga Adolf Madzibandira, and today I'll be taking you through rules of the road as part of our BLASK Gear Up 2025 program. This session is designed to help us understand not just what the rules are, but why they matter and how they keep us all safe. By the end of this lesson, you'll know the essential rules, their purpose, and how to apply them in real life. Allow me to just thank you guys for showing interest in getting your learner's license, and I hope that we will work well with each other. All right, let's get started. All right. So the rules of the road are set in place to regulate traffic and ensure safety, as I've already mentioned. These rules are compulsory, and compliance with these rules or road traffic laws greatly reduce the possibility of accidents, injury, or deaths on the roads. General rules. All vehicles must have a clearly visible and valid license disc 12 months from the date of issue. So if you own a vehicle, on the left hand side of your vehicle, bottom left in front on your windscreen, there's going to be a visible and valid license disc that is valid for 12 months. So if you get a license disc, like myself, I just got a license disc, I think it was a month ago. If you get a license disc in June, it will last for a period of a year. So June 2025 to June 2026. That is just a general rule that all drivers must know. Let's talk about following distance. So following distance has to do with when you're driving behind another car. You know that you don't exist on the road alone. You coexist with other drivers with their vehicles or motorcycles or trucks or buses. So following distance is the distance that you have to maintain when you're following another vehicle. So maintain a safe following distance as part of maintaining a clear space around your vehicle. When there are situations where you cannot see, like your visibility is poor, or it's raining, the road is wet, or maybe you're driving at a very, very fast speed, or carrying a heavy load, or traveling on a loose surface, you have to increase your distance so it can help you with braking your car. So when you want to stop, you don't stop immediately on the back of another car. You have a safe following distance. Mirrors. So you are aware that there are 3 mirrors on a car. There's one on your right as the driver. There's another one on the left where you guys are sitting now because you don't drive. And there's also a mirror on the top in the middle of the car there. So you must ensure that all mirrors are adjusted correctly so that you have a clear view. If you need to just adjust the mirrors, you may only do this when the vehicle is stationary. So maybe your mirror is not sitting well and you can't see properly. You cannot adjust your mirror when your car is moving. You have to stop the car on a designated parking area. We'll talk about those later. Stop the car, park the car, make sure that your vehicle is stationary, and you can adjust your mirrors, either all of them or whichever one that needs to be adjusted. You need to have what is this? You need to have a time slot, or just where you can glance at all your mirrors. This is known as checking your checks. So every 5 to 8 seconds, you need to check your checks. You need to check all your 3 mirrors. Even like when you go for driving, they're going to teach you about, I think it's 5 or 6 blind spots. To the right as the driver, you check behind you on your right side. You check the mirror on your right side. You check the mirror in the middle. You check the mirror on the left. And you turn your head and you look behind. So when you're driving your car, every 5 to 8 seconds, you need to glance in all the mirrors to check the situation behind or to the sides of the vehicle so that you can see what's happening around you, that you are aware of what is happening around you. When approaching a potential hazard, check the mirrors in case you need to signal a change in direction. So you do not just drive on the road not being aware of what's happening. Maybe there's a big pothole. Maybe there's a fire on the road. You know, you don't just run away from the fire. You need to make sure that you are aware of what is happening beforehand. You indicate the direction you want to indicate, and then you ensure that you have checked all your blind spots. So on your right, you look back, you look over your shoulder on your right, you look at the mirror on your right, you look at the mirror in the middle, you look on the mirror in the left, and you look over your shoulder on your what, on your left, and you have what, you have checked all your blind spots so that you are aware of what is happening around you. Now let's talk about maximum speed limit. You see this circle, this one that has a red around it, it talks about maximum. So a road sign that indicated a different speed limit from the general speed limit guide below takes precedence. So what do we mean by this? So maybe you are in an area that says no, you can drive above 60, but then you meet this sign that has a red circle around it. It means that this sign is going to guide you on how fast you must drive. Maybe you know that in urban areas, in any urban area, the speed limit is 60. But then when you're driving in that urban area, maybe on campus, and then there's a speed limit sign that has a red thing that says 30, it means that that one is going to do what? It is going to take precedence. So when you're driving in an urban area like your universitas, around here, around universitas, Willows, Brandbach, your speed limit is 60 unless stated otherwise. Once you leave your universitas and your what, and maybe you're driving towards the airport or something, you can drive 100. Once you hit the freeway, you can drive 120. And then if you are with a goods vehicle, I'm gonna make another lesson explaining what is this goods vehicle and what we're gonna do keywords soon. But for now, let's talk about maximum speed limits. Goods vehicle with a mass exceeding 9,000 kg on the road outside urban areas. So I think that's 9 ton. If you're driving a vehicle of more than 9 ton, your speed limit is 80. And then a bus or taxi carrying passengers exceeding 3,500 kg, 3.5 ton on roads outside urban areas. So if you're in a taxi and your taxi driver is outside an urban area taking you somewhere and they're driving more than 100, that one is not allowed. All right, we are moving on now. We are moving, and I hope that everyone is understanding. This will be a very important time for you to be jotting down notes, and questions, that you don't have to restart the video when you're not understanding something, that you just jot down a question and submit your question, that we can tackle it, right? So divided roads. How are roads divided? Here we have got an illustration, right? We've got the first illustration. Here's the first illustration here. It's only got one line on the road. So what is the rule in South Africa when it comes to driving cars? On which side of the road must you drive? I'll give you just a second for you to answer on your own. You have to drive on the left-hand side of the road. You don't drive on the right-hand side of the road. You always drive on your left-hand side of the road. Whether you are going to Joburg or coming back from Joburg, you drive on the left-hand side of the road. So we've got here, there's a road here with one line. There's a road here with two lines. There's a road here with one thick line. There is a yellow line here. And there is a dotted line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see what they're saying. Divided roads. When a painted marking or physical barrier divides the road, always stay on the left of the road. So if you said left when I asked that question, you are right. You are only allowed to cross this division if there is an opening or space allocated for this action. It is a rule violation to drive across a solid dividing mark. You may only drive across a broken dividing mark to overtake or make a U-turn. So you see here is a barrier line, double barrier line, a barrier line, yellow line, and a broken line. So what they are telling us here is that you can only overtake when you see this dotted line. Once you see a barrier line, you cannot overtake over what? A barrier line. You can only overtake when there is what? When there is a dotted line. So let's talk about overtaking. Do not overtake if overtaking is prohibited by a road sign or marking. There's a road sign where it will show two cars and then the other car is cancelled out. It was telling you do not overtake. So you only drive on one side of the road. And then do not overtake a vehicle that is stopped at a pedestrian crossing. So you see on campus, we have a lot of pedestrian crossings where it's like a black and white line, zebra line, zebra line, zebra line. And if you're maybe passing from where the shuttle stop to the bridge, you'll find that line. When you're passing from 24/7 library going to Stabilis, you'll find that line. That is a pedestrian crossing. If a car stops at a pedestrian crossing to allow pedestrians to pass, you don't just come and overtake. Right. Number 3, when overtaking a vehicle on the same direction on a narrow road, pass right and keep a safe following distance. When overtaking a vehicle on the same direction on a narrow road, pass right and keep a what? And keep a safe following distance. So you are going to overtake on your right. You never overtake on your left. You overtake a what? You overtake on the right. And make sure that you keep a what? A safe following distance. Because what if you're trying to overtake and this person just stops the car? That might cause a what? An accident. So you make sure that you are keeping a safe following distance. You indicate that you're going to the right. Whoops, on the right, and then you come back to your side of the road. Do not drive on the right hand side of the roadway in the face of oncoming traffic. So if you can see cars are coming towards you, why would you want to overtake? Rather be patient. Be patient so that you arrive alive. Number 5, do not drive on the shoulder or the verge of the road when overtaking. So the shoulder and the verge of the road is on the left hand side. You know, like usually when you're driving, there's a yellow line. Especially on these freeways, there's a yellow line. So why would you want to go on the verge of the road, almost onto the gravel, trying to overtake? You always overtake on the right side. So, and then lastly, do not overtake on a blind rise curve or any other area where your view of the road ahead is limited. So if you cannot see what's happening in front, do not overtake. If it's a curve, you cannot overtake at a curve. If it's like a hill and you cannot see what is happening, do not overtake. So that's the rules when it comes to overtaking. Overtaking on the left. If it is safe to do so, you may overtake on the left when the vehicle ahead of you is turning right or has indicated to turn right. So maybe we are driving to Willows. We're driving to KFC Willows. And then someone is turning towards Mimosa or Waterfront side. If that person indicates that they are turning towards the right, then you can overtake on the left. But bottom line, you cannot overtake on the left unless that person is showing you that, no, dude, now I'm turning to the right. So now you can keep to the left. If the road is a one-way, you know there are roads where only one car can drive. I want to show you. So maybe this road, if both arrows were pointing there and it's a one-way and there's a dotted line here, then you can overtake on this side, on the left, because all the cars are going one direction. If the road is wide enough for 2 or more lanes for traffic moving in the same direction. So if the space is so small, why are you overtaking? And then maybe if a traffic officer tells you, no, chief, come this side on the left, then you can go on the left. And then, important, do not cross the yellow line or yellow left edge line in order to overtake on the left. So I told you, on the highways while you're driving, this yellow line will usually be on the left side of the road. Do not drive across the yellow line so that you can get to where you're going earlier or faster, because you will not arrive alive. Passing oncoming vehicles. When passing oncoming traffic, you may not pass right onto oncoming vehicles. You know, in South Africa, the law says keep left, pass right. You are driving on the left hand side. The cars are coming towards you on the right hand side. Why would you want to drive on the right hand side? And if someone is overtaking you, do not say, why are you overtaking me, and try and drive faster. No. Be patient. Allow the person to pass so that you do not cause any accidents. And then if you're being overtaken on a freeway, if the driver behind you indicates his desire to overtake by flashing the headlight signal to move over if it's safe to do so, do not hog the right lanes. If even if you're traveling at the designated speed limit. Maybe you're in an urban area that is a one-way with that is a one-way with 2 lanes. Then when you feel like, because I'm driving the designated speed limit, I'm gonna hold on to this line. No, if there is space, go to the other lane, allow the other person to do what? To pass. All right, I'm going to stop lesson 1 here. We'll see each other in the next lesson, where we talk about what? Road shoulders, and we continue with our rules of the road. I hope that was very clear on what we did. Let me just do a quick recap going back, right? So we spoke about what? Overtaking on the freeway, overtaking on the left, traffic incoming, what happens when you're being overtaken. We spoke about overtaking in general, and then we spoke about how the roads are divided. We spoke about maximum speed limits. We spoke about mirrors and blind spots. You know, there are 3 mirrors, 5 to 8 seconds. You must what? Check your mirrors and check your blind spots. So be aware, your blind spots, there are 5, if I'm not wrong. 1 over your left shoulder, 1 in the no 1 over your right shoulder, 1 in the right mirror, 1 in the mirror in the middle, 1 in the mirror in the left, and 1 over your left shoulder. And then we spoke about the general rules. Uguti, what happens when what happens. Yabona. Alright, that's lesson 1. I hope you find it very fruitful. See you in lesson 2. Thank you.